Welcome, tankers, to this first episode of my series, Basics on Blitz. In general, I'll try to make a series of videos that will highlight some of the key elements in the game, so that you may better understand how the game works, that way be able to perform more efficiently and ultimately win more battles. In today's video, I'll cover the basics concerning view range, concealment, and spotting mechanics. For spotting purposes, all tanks in the game are considered as a narrowed down box covering the tank from the front of the hull to the rear of the hull to the top of the turret roof. The gun itself, anything that sticks out like antennas or camouflages or attachments, they are not included in this box and they cannot cause the tank to be spotted. Every tank has 6 visibility checkpoints. At least one of these has to be visible to the enemy in order for the tank to be spotted. There's one on the center front, one on the center rear, and one on each side of the hull. Then there's one on the top of the turret roof and one on the gun mantlet. The tank also have 2 view range ports, which are located in the same places as the visibility checkpoints on the turret roof and the gun mantlet. If your view range port pings on an enemy's visibility checkpoint, then you'll spot that tank and it will become visible. The view range depicted in the game is the maximum range that specific tank will physically be able to spot enemy tanks at. Especially where you should be about, if you have an injured commander, it will take away half of your view range until the commander is healed again. Concealment rating is how much view range your tank take away from an enemy's view range, and it's divided into 3 elements. There's one while it's stationary, there's one while it's moving, and there's one when it's firing upon stationary. There's a 4th element also not depicted in the game, and that is upon firing while moving, and that's 1 or 2% less than firing while stationary. So, even though the concealment reduction only lasts for a few seconds after you shoot, if you get spotted, remember that you're always spotted for 10 seconds, except for those few tanks with the special ability that you can see in the boxes of those tanks. And the spotting indicator, the light bulb, it will light up 3 seconds after you're spotted. So you may already be spotted when you shoot, and if you wait for the light bulb to go off, it may be too late to dive into cover. When you're stationary moving your turret, as I did here, that will not trigger the movement of the 2 visibility checkpoints on your turret, so you will still be stationary. But your view range port, they will move, and that is important, especially for the view range port on your mantlet. So when you're trying to spot the enemy but staying in cover, all you need to do is to move your view range port over a hill or around a corner, and then you'll be able to spot. There's no need or any reason to drive over a hill to spot the enemy. In this short video here, I have the 302 meters of view range, and I'm trying to spot a Tiger 2. And he's parked there in the back, and I spot him around 280 meters because he has the concealment rating of 31 while he's stationary. He has 282 meters of view range, and I have 46 of concealment bonus, or concealment rating, so he will spot me at less than 282 meters. You can calculate all these numbers if you want to, but the important thing is that your view range is not the range that you will actually spot other tanks at. It is significantly lower depending on the concealment rating of that specific tank that you're trying to spot. In this case here, I can spot the Tiger 2 at 278 meters because it's stationary, and he can spot me at 225 because I'm moving. If you want to dive deeper into this, go to the website blitzhanger.com, because that is where you will find all the correct numbers for that specific tank that is your favorite. And then you can calculate all the numbers in there. Bushes and tipped over trees and other kind of soft cover will give you 25% or 50% concealment bonus depending on the density of that specific tree or bush. So you see here that I'm spotted by something, and I know there's a tank in the bush back there. That is again the Tiger 2, and he has the 31 of concealment rating plus what the bush gives him. And then when he shoots, he falls down to 6%. The big thing here is that while he's shooting, the bush also loses its concealment bonus. And I will come into that in the next clip. You can see here that even though he shoots and he's outside my effective spotting range, he will stay visible for the 10 seconds that he's spotted in, and then he will become invisible again because it's outside of my effective spotting distance. So bushes and trees have a 15 meters rule. In the back there is a Borsig tank destroyer with excellent camera rating, and while he's shooting at me, he loses all his concealment bonuses from the bush, and he goes down to 16. I shoot him through the bush here, but the problem is that I'm parked inside the bush, so I lose. My bush also loses its concealment bonus. So he tries to shoot me back, and then you can see that he's visible for 10 seconds. So I back up and make sure that I'm at least 15 meters behind this bush, and I shoot the outline of the tank, nowhere to aim, and the bush in front of me doesn't lose its bonus. This is very important because if you're driving next to a teammate hiding in a bush and you're less than 15 meters away from that bush and you fire, that bush will lose its concealment bonus and your teammate will be spotted. If you have 100% concealment rating, as the Borsig has, because it's parked in a bush and it has 79% concealment rating, plus the 25 or 50 that the bush gives, it is 100%. And if you have 100% concealment rating, you will only be spotted at 50 meters. And that is what you call proximity spotting. So this is a very important element in a lot of scenarios in the game, with buildings and all kind of stuff, where you move close to the enemy. You see here that instead of soft cover here, we have some solid cover in front of me. Solid cover is things you cannot see through, but you can still spot when you're moving up to them and you're less than 50 meters. The big difference between solid cover and hard cover is that you can actually shoot through solid cover. So you can shoot through all these things, frangible things in the game. You cannot see through them, but you can still spot with the proximity spotting up to 50 meters. In the last little clip here, you'll see that corner peeking, I will not suggest to drive up your sight to the potential enemy, but look at the view range ports and the visibility checkpoint. When I drive out like this, only my visibility checkpoint is visible from the other side. My view range ports were in the front of the mantlet. So if I turn my turret like this, and this is especially important if you have a forwarded mounted turret on your tank, or even a rear mounted turret, because if you drive in a VK90 and you drive out your entire front first, you won't see anything until 2/3 of your tank is exposed from the enemy. So a short clip here from a recent game I had showing some of these elements. Shooting the IS-6 here, I'm backing up into hard cover. I know that I'm spotted for 10 seconds and he is as well. So I'm staying in hard cover and make sure that I don't move too much until I'm resetting my camo, so he doesn't know where I'm going. He looks like he's going to my left, so I'm going right. And then I drive in between all these soft and hard and solid covers to stay out of his visibility range and at least stay 50 meters away so he won't proximity spot me. And then I go out behind this hard cover here in the back and tip over this tree, because then I can create some soft cover for myself with the at least 25% concealment bonus that I get from this tree. I drive out and I wait a little bit, because if he's blind firing that direction, I don't want to take a shot. And then I turn my turret so that my view range port is turned his way. And I spot him earlier. I don't back up too much, well, I just didn't. And you can see here that I'm staying close to the house, so I will proximity spot him as he moves up, so I can make absolutely sure I know which way he's coming. Unfortunately, he hits me, but we win the game ultimately anyway. So this was a very short introductory video to view range, concealment, and spotting. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider to give me a like and a subscribe if you want to see more from me. Other than that, take care and have a really great day. Bye bye.